Studio Ilano, I think is what that's going for. I'm not great at interpreting texts, but hello, everybody. Welcome to Heart of the Woods demo. I came across some people mentioning this game, and I thought that it kind of looked cute. So I was like, you know what? Let's try it out. Let's see. Hello. Okay. Sorry. Oh. Are you kidding me with this music? Holy moly. Your pillows in the background look like literal clouds. What the heck? Okay. Tara. So, next up, we've got Bigfoot Forever, who asks, are you single? I roll my eyes. We always get a few comments like this when we do a live stream. They never seem to bother Tara, though. If I'm not Tara, who am I then? Are we like a duo streaming group? Yes, but only because I'm saving myself for Nessie. Next. As she looks at the next question, her eyes widen and her mouth turns upward into a worryingly smug grin. Our next question comes from Damn Good Coffee, who asks, is Maddie single? Are we Maddie? Oh no. As she turns off frame to look at me, I instantly raise my hands in protest. Tara, don't... Okay, are we Maddie? I don't know. Before I can finish my sentence, she leaps from her chair and grabs my arm, pulling me towards her and nearly knocking the camera over in the process. As the shock starts to wear off, I struggle to get away. It's no use! Her vice-like grip is impossible to escape from. Is vice spelled with an S? I don't know. Hey! You'd think someone this cute would have a girlfriend by now. Ooh, already gay. I think I'm gonna like this. Tara, I swear to God. I continue to fight in vain and escape, but she's locked in. I think I need to change the color to that. What does it look like with that kind of font? Oh, I'm not able to read that. Yeah, that's a little more readable. But she's available, ladies. You've still got a chance. I'll pass any love-filled confessions onto her, I promise. Please do not do that. Her bit finished, she lets me go and I retreat to my chair. She knows I hate being on camera. But I suppose it can't be helped. When she's in the zone, nothing can stop her. It's impressive in its own right. Let's see. Clown Princess 20 asks, what is your favorite West Coast cryptid? The Fresno? Nightcrawler. It's just pants. It's just walking pants. I love it. Hang on. I'm posting a link to my video on it. Take this opportunity to educate yourself on what's really important in life. Looking at the clock, I motion for her to wrap it up. We still haven't gotten to the trip details. I don't know what this game is about, but it's fun that Tara's a live streamer. I am not sure if I will ever do live streaming. There's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't. So, we'll see eventually. Okay, looks like we've got time for one more. Fun Assassin says, Tara, what's the gayest cryptid? Her mouth widening into her trademark grin, she jabs her thumbs toward herself before poking two fingers out toward the camera. Me, obviously. The bisexual finger guns. Watching the chat on my phone, I can't help smiling as I see the feed flooded with hearts and tiny rainbow flags. She always knows how to finish strong. Once the chat starts to calm down, she puts on a mock serious face, pursing her lips and furrowing her brow slightly. If I'm being honest, that's probably the closest to actually being serious she could ever possibly get. Now then, the reason I've called you all here today is to give you a few details about mine and Maddie's upcoming trip to... She looks at me for help. I don't even know why we bother rehearsing details. Eisenfeld. Eisenfeld. I give her an absent-minded thumbs up, but not looking up from my phone. Someone has to handle the actual logistics of this thing. Obviously, this isn't our first supernatural expedition. I'm sure you all remember our incredibly thrilling Mothman hunt. You mean running around West Virginia in the dark and nearly getting arrested for trespassing without finding a shred of evidence? I wouldn't say we didn't find any evidence. I just think it's impossible to verify whether or not what we found was conclusive proof or not. Anyway, the reason this trip is a little different is because we're going to be gone for a while. Our host, Morgan, shout out to you if you're watching this, Morgan, was kind enough to offer us an extended stay in the area to make sure we take in every last bit of magic the forest has to offer. The reminder of the time commitment fills me with a wave of regret. I really should have put my foot down harder when I said I didn't want to go. Taking a week-long trip here and there is one thing, but to uproot and move to some cabin in the middle of the freezing wilderness is a big ask, even for her. But I suppose, given the circumstances, this should at least soften the blow. The other big difference for this trip is, and I hope you're all bracing yourselves, we won't be uploading videos until we get back. I watch her try not to smile as crying emojis fill the chat. Nothing more validating than knowing people are going to miss you while you're gone, I guess. But I promise, we're gonna bring back something that'll be worth the wait. As she launches into an in-depth history of supernatural forest phenomena, I start to tune out. I've got some much more immediate problems to think about, namely how the hell I'm gonna keep Tara in check during this trip. Last thing I need is for her to cause trouble while we're stuck in the middle of the woods. The train coming once a month means if things go south, that could lead to weeks of headaches and awkwardness. Or worse. It would be so much easier to just let her go off on her own, let her clean up her own mess. I'd give just about anything to stay back here, even if it would be significantly more boring without her around. But cleaning up her mess is basically my job description. For now, anyway. No Sasquatch sightings are typically reported in more mountainous areas. Or, no, Sasquatch, okay. But I'll keep my eye out for one. Oh, one last thing, and this is very important. While I'm gone, just remember that I seriously do love each and every one of you. None of this would be possible without all of you, and not being able to have you all be part of my life for a whole month is going to be as hard for me as it is for you. Another flood of hearts and pride flags. A little, parasocial, but we're having fun. I can't help being a little jealous of the fact that she can say things like that and actually mean it. I can't imagine being that invested in something like this. Yeah, even if she's probably overestimating how important she might be in these people's eyes. Oh, I'm sure it means something to them. Trust me. Believe me, she is incredibly important to a specific certain number of people in her audience. But we'll see. Just another reason for me to feel guilty about what I'm about to do. I suppose I'm thankful that I don't mean as much to them as she does, or this would be even harder. So until I return, stay spooky, everyone. She waits for one last burst of reverent comments before ending the stream. The responses are probably exactly what she was hoping for. We love you, Tara. Please don't go. So cute. No wonder her ego is as massive as it is. Much as I hate to admit it, I'm sure I'd be the same way. She flicks the camera off and leaps from her chair, clearly still filled with energy. Okay, let's get ready for this thing. Oh, what do you mean? Well, for starters, I need to start packing. You haven't started packing yet? We leave on Monday. Oh, yeah, you're right. I can pack then. Pack now. Fine. Her burst of energy now effectively redirected, she starts dashing around the room, randomly grabbing clothes off the floor and throwing them into a suitcase. I need to stop letting her leave her laundry in my room. Do you know where my meds are? That's one of those things you really shouldn't have to ask me, you know. That's kind of important. Do you, though? I let out a long sigh and rubbed my temples. I guarantee that Terra-induced headaches are going to be the death of me. They're downstairs in the kitchen, on the counter. You're the best manager ever. Oh, we are her manager? Like, actually? The words hit me like a slap across the face, my stomach knotting with guilt. I still haven't told her that I'm quitting after this. Ooh. I keep meaning to, really, but I just know she's not going to understand. She's going to take it personally. So, Tara's a streamer, and then Maddie, us, protagonist, is like the manager, but it's like a cryptid spooky streamer. Also, am I crazy for thinking that, hold on, like, we got kind of similar vibes going on here, huh? Like, you know, what's up with that? Interesting. There's no way I can tell her I'm quitting without her thinking there was something she could have done to stop it. I can't just wait until we're already out there to tell her this is going to be the last time I do this with her. I have to do it beforehand. I should just do it now, get it over with. Tell her it's about school, not her. Tell her I'm conflicted about the whole thing and it's not something I'm taking lightly. Tell her I just need to move forward with my life. Oh. Not that any of it would make a difference. Hey, Mads. Huh? Are you okay? You kind of just spaced out there for a minute. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, just thinking about the trip. You and me both. It's gonna be so awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it will. Oh, I like Tara. Got that spirit. With that, she's off again, nearly vibrating with excitement as she tears the room apart, grabbing all sorts of random items that are apparently extremely necessary for the trip. I can only imagine what she's going to do in her own room. I can't tell her now. I don't want to ruin this moment for her. Tonight, maybe. Or tomorrow. I just hope at least a part of her understands. Oh, chapter 1. Okay. A winter wonderland. That's how this place was pitched to us, out in the middle of a forest with an unpronounceable name, in a village that time forgot. In the email, it sounded like every other ghost hunter's paradise that we had messaged about, isolated and antiquated with a tourism board encouraging hokey effects and gaudy billboards. The vast majority of those emails go unanswered. If Tara weren't so capricious, this one probably would have too. But no, something about journeying to the middle of nowhere for a month struck her fancy, and like always, I let myself get dragged into it. So here I am, for the last time. Ooh, holy. This is a beautiful train interior. And a beautiful woman, but... The train beats out a slow, monotonous rhythm beneath us. It's an older machine, the sort that looks like it's supposed to take us to wizarding school or that should be in a museum. When I bought the tickets, I thought we'd be getting on something like Amtrak. Oops. I shift in the seat, tattered cushion and wooden boards doing little to soothe the pain in my back. We've been on this train for 12 hours and I can feel every one of them in my bones. Go! Okay, I really like Tara. Tara's been out for the past 6 upright... Oh. Like out, like sleeping. Upright but fast asleep. If the bumpy ride bothers her, she doesn't show it. The paperback she was reading dangles low in her hand, in danger of losing her spot in the book. I scuff my feet across the floor, kicking at nothing. As tired as I am, I'm afraid of our journey to end. For Tara to wake up, to have to talk to her, I'm almost offended that she can sleep. She should be preoccupied as I am, fighting off intrusive thoughts and wondering what to say. You wouldn't know from looking at her that we've barely spoken for 3 days. That's how long ago I told her that this would be our last trip for the show together, and that I was quitting once we got back home. Ooh. Everything since then, packing, booking her tickets, finding someone to take care of the cat while we're gone, happened in a blur. We've been cordial, but that's it. My heart hurts, but it tells me I made the right decision. Yawning, I lean back against my seat and pretend it's comfortable. The cushions are unnoticeable, nearly as firm as the wooden floor beneath us. A heater in the corner hems and haws like an old man, but it's not nearly powerful enough to fight off the chill. I desperately wish that I could sleep too, but one of us needs to be awake when we get to the station, and that should be any minute now. Plus, I have never been able to fall asleep on planes or trains anyway. Same. My eyes are sore, and I rub one of them as I press my cheek to the cold window. Outside it may as well be another world compared to the city we left behind. If not for the moonlight, I wouldn't be able to see anything, but the soft white glow makes the snow and nearby forest glisten like it's under some sorceress spell. A winter wonderland. Whoa, that like dip in the music, that's fun. The trees are all bare, save for the blanket of snow that covers them. Their empty branches look like something out of a kid's Halloween movie, shaking in the wind as if possessed. They seem to stretch on forever, farther than I can even see. It's more like an ocean than a forest. Morgan certainly wasn't exaggerating when she said this place was remote. Intermittent lights flicker amongst the trees in the distant darkness, which I assume come from either winter campers or hermits. I'd call them crazy, but I'm about to be doing the exact same thing. Something catches my eye. Way out in the woods, one of the trees, barely visible, seems to shake in a different way than the rest, as if blown by a different breeze. A cryptid, mayhaps, perchance? A thin layer of frost is beginning to form on the outside of the window as I push my face against it, turning to try and find whatever it is I saw. It's gone, though. It was almost certainly never even there to begin with. Either my eyes were playing tricks on me, or the moonlight was. Ooh, so this is a planned last trip. If we survive it, I don't know what type of game this is. If it's like a monster horror game, or if it's just a cool cryptid journey, or what. Or just a gay camping trip, I don't know. I sigh and sit back again, allowing my eyes to barely close. I mean, it says heart of the woods, so I'm assuming there's some romance. I won't fall asleep. I'll just... I'm jostled back into alertness as the train lurches harder than before. Oh! There's a shrill whistling sound, and then the shutters of the train grow stronger as we begin to slow down. The driver hits the brakes. We're almost there. Across from me, Tara is undisturbed. Somehow she still hasn't dropped her book. Apparently, she's less clumsy when she's asleep. Through the frosted window, I can see the lights of what must be Eisenfeld as we approach the station. They're few and far between, like scattered stars. The buildings appear to be placed sporadically, nestled on and around a hill. As we round a bend, the village goes out of sight once more. I can't really put this off any longer. I lean over and shake Tara's shoulder. Hey, wake up. We're almost there. Without opening her eyes, Tara mumbles a response. How close is almost? Seriously? I don't know. A couple minutes? Okay, I'm getting up. She isn't getting up. I mean it. If you sleep through the stop, we're just going to... I'm up, Mads. She finally opens her eyes. I cut off the end of my sentence, not sure if I was serious or not. We're not even there yet, and we're already snappy. Ugh. God, I wish I could sleep. Just a little longer, I tell myself. You excited? A little bit. Lie. You? Kinda nervous still. What is there to be nervous about? We've done this 1,000 times. Yeah, well, this isn't like those other 1,000 times. And you know that. She shrugs again, not meeting my eyes. I don't know, Maddie. I'm sorry. Let's chill. Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, maybe you should have waited until after the trip to tell her. We lapsed into silence. At least when she was asleep, it wasn't awkward. I just want off this train. I want to be distracted by going to the cabin and taking in the new sights. Any minute now. Hey, listen. Yeah? I know you're, like, not super thrilled to be here. She pauses, likely hoping for me to disagree. I don't. But let's just be cool, okay? Let's just try and have a good time. I breathe a deep sigh and let it out slowly. She's right. I'm committed to this trip. I can at least make it easy on myself. Yeah, okay. Sorry for getting bitchy. I'm tired. I feel you. Hey, how do I look? Like you just slept for 6 hours on a train? That bad, huh? She messes with her hair in some attempt to improve its state. The results are unnoticeable at best. Hopefully it's good enough for Morgan. Fisher. Morgan Fisher. If she's meeting her online hero or whatever, then I doubt she'll care that your hair's a mess. God, I hope not. I don't want to end up on some fashion faux pas vid. For real though, if she's super fangirly, then let's just let her get it out of her system and hopefully she won't make things weird later. Making things weird later is kind of our specialty though. Yeah, true. But hey, it got us to a quarter million subs, so like, we must have been doing something right. Holy shit. Aw, that is nothing to scoff at. That's really, really good. I just nod. I still can't help but fixate on how everything she says is past tense. It's over after this. It's fully my decision. All I have to do is say the words and things will go back to normal. I doubt Tara would ever bring it up again if I asked her not to. It'd be so easy. Ooh, I like this art. It's interesting. Art of the woods. Heart of the woods. We step off the train and into another world. Ooh. A frigid wind saps the heat from my body almost immediately, as if it had been waiting until we arrived to pelt us until our skin felt like it was burning. I instinctively wrap my arms around myself to try to preserve what little body heat I have left, but it doesn't change a thing. I might as well not even be wearing a coat for all the good mine does. As nice as it is to have the moon keeping things from being completely pitch black, I could really go for some cloud cover right about now. Anything to keep us some warmth around us. Do clouds accomplish that? I don't know. Of course, Tara doesn't even seem to notice. If anything, this place is having the opposite effect on her. Damn. It's like she's completely forgotten the uncomfortable energy that had filled the train. Back to her usual overly excited self. I can't help feeling jealous. I figured that the low light would keep her from breaking out the camera right away, but she's snapping away without a care. You know, none of those are actually going to be visible, right? She ignores me. I should probably just let her enjoy the moment. This place really does feel super eerie. I really think this could be the place where we finally get some real hard evidence. While her words are as ambitious as ever, I can't help noticing that they seem to have significantly less fire behind them. I'm not even sure if she knows that she's doing it, but I can tell that her enthusiasm is forced. When she speaks again, her voice is worryingly quiet. I can't imagine a better send-off. I want to try and deflect somehow, to set her back on her path. She deserves to enjoy this moment without me spoiling it. Who knows, maybe this will be the time that finally gets you a con panel, so that you don't have to crash someone else's. That was one time, and I think I did a pretty good job up there. Her voice seems to have regained some of that boundless energy. Either she's bounced back well, or she's gotten better at hiding how she's feeling. I really hope it's the former. Oh. She returns to her camera, and I give myself a moment to try and take in my surroundings. I hope the whole thing isn't this, like, tense and sad. Using the flashlight on my phone, I try to figure out what it is about the darkness that has her so excited. Seeing nothing but the light reflecting off the snow put me a little more at ease. She's probably just being Tara. Supernatural or not, there's something oddly serene about this place. That said, I'd like it a lot more if it wasn't so damn cold. I can't wait to see the village tomorrow. I bet it's going to be like one of those animatronic museum exhibits. It's not like they don't have any connection to the outside world. Apart from the architectural style, I can't imagine that it'll be that different from home. If you're expecting people to be walking around in top hats and waistcoats, I'm pretty sure you're going to be disappointed. And here I thought I'd finally got a chance to show off how amazing I'd look in a top hat. I'm sure you'd be the teen heartthrob of the Victorian era. She gives a brief snort of amusement before picking up her camera again. Her responses still feel more muted than usual, but the fact that she's still able to banter is a good sign. I'm glad that I still know how to cheer her up, even if I was the cause of her low mood in the first place. However, after a moment, she looks back at me. Her expression is serious for once. Okay, so about Morgan. Like I said before, let's give her a chance to get all the excitement out of the way first. We should be nice and friendly, but let's try to keep it professional. I never thought I'd hear you, of all people, say that. I find myself flashing back to all the various situations I've had to extricate Tara from, ranging from bad one-night stands to actual police custody. There are a lot of ways I could describe Tara, but professional is definitely not one of them. She can barely keep up her serious demeanor for a few moments before she's back to her usual self. She can play it cool all she wants, but I can tell from the way she's bouncing up and down that she's undeniably excited for this fangirling she mentioned. I'm sure a little ego boost would go a long way right about now. Oh goodness. If this channel ever like really takes off, I mean, okay. I'm a VTuber. I don't know if I would ever be the type to like be doing any kind of like in-person stuff. I don't know. It depends. I feel like I could go either way, but oh, I feel like that would be so fun. I love interacting with people that I'm comfortable with. I don't know how comfortable I would be with an audience meeting up like in-person type of situation, because I feel like it would be good most of the time. But you always have to be careful, like in any situation. But I feel like the type of content that I make would mostly pull in and draw like good people, you know? That's what I hope for, at least. I hope to foster a good community, however that turns out. I can feel myself hopping back and forth slightly as well, but that's more out of the desire to keep my blood flowing. In the end, I couldn't say no to one final expedition with her, but I really wish she picked somewhere at least somewhat hospitable. Thankfully, it isn't too long before I can see the silhouette of someone approaching through the storm. Ooh, I think that's her. Brace yourself. Given that we're the only people out here, I certainly hope that's her. Whoa, different vibes from what I'm expecting. Not bad vibes. Morgan herself is coming into view now. She's not exactly an imposing figure, but she moves with purpose, like a woman on a mission. She's carrying a large thermos, which she raises in greeting as she approaches. One of the first things I notice about her is that for some ungodly reason, she's not wearing a coat. Yeah, neither is Tara. Just like a plaid, like double layer. All she's got on to protect her from the frigid weather is what looks like a hand-knit sweater. I'm sure to a casual observer, I'd seem like the one who's actually from around here. However, she doesn't so much as shiver. In fact, she doesn't do much of anything. A cryptid? Maybe. Maybe like some kind of weird, I don't know, vampire or something? I don't know. On approach, she greets us with nothing more than a tired smile and a small nod. Not exactly the geeking out Tara was expecting. Hey there, you two. Sorry I'm late. Oh, okay, friendly but flat. She doesn't sound irritated or anything, just tired. I can't say I blame her. Tara, however, looks a little bit taken aback. Recovering quickly, she just puts on her big celebrity grin. Oh, no worries. We're looking for Morgan. Is she with you? That's me, actually. It's really nice to meet you, Tara. Morgan's smile does seem to grow warmer as she greets her, but her face quickly regains a neutral expression a moment later. I can see Tara's smile faltering as she realizes that this is clearly the maximum amount of geeking out this girl is capable of, at least for now. To her credit, she recovers well. Likewise, charmed, I'm sure. Okay, maybe not that well. Tara extends her hand and Morgan gives her a brief handshake before turning to me. You're Madison, right? I think we spoke already. Just Maddie's fine. Nice to meet you. She shakes my hand as well. It's a firm, friendly handshake that ends as quickly as it began. Before she continues, she takes another sip from her thermos. I have to stop myself from asking for some as well. Not even Tara would be that brash. It really is nice to meet the two of you. I'm sure you had a lot of invitations, so I'm glad you settled on mine. Yeah, with quarter million or whatever subscribers? My goodness. Are you kidding? A remote village in the middle of the huge forest? There's no way I'd pass that up. I've heard all kinds of stories about the kinds of things people see in woods like these. Hopefully not too many, or I won't have my own to offer you. Oh, I'm sure you've got something or other for us. Real smooth, Tara. So much for being professional. Ooh. I can see Morgan's mouth twitch slightly at the comment. I can only hope it was something closer to a smile than a grimace. At the very least, I can show you around the village. There isn't too much out of the ordinary there, but I'm sure you can find a few things that interest you. That would be wonderful. I'm sure we'll enjoy a bit of sightseeing during the few moments that Tara isn't chasing off spirits around in the woods. Morgan lets out a small chuckle before almost instantly regaining her composure. Tara flashes me a look of mock annoyance for the slight. However, I'm pretty sure I can detect a little bit of real annoyance with the fact that I've gotten more of a reaction out of Morgan than she has. Ooh. It's about a half-hour's carriage ride to the cabin if you guys want to head out. Do you need help with your bags at all? Tara deftly lifts her bags, giving Morgan another shiny grin. I'm pretty sure I see her accidentally flex her arms too. Psh, don't worry about it, I got this. Okay, cool. This way. As we follow her, I can see Tara pouting behind her. I've never seen the wind get taken out of her sails like this. I chuckle a bit, despite myself. At least that gives her another thing to think about that isn't my departure. Wait a second. Did she say carriage? Oh, is it actually like all Victorian and stuff? No way. We're standing in front of an honest-to-God horse-drawn carriage. If it weren't for the little white puffs of breath coming from the horse's nose, I'd be willing to believe that it was some sort of commemorative statue. This is so cool. Is this yours? It belongs to my family. Given that there aren't any roads to the woods, there isn't really a point to anyone out here owning a car. And I could imagine it'd be difficult with the snow, managing all that. I move closer, examining the craftsmanship as best as I can in the moonlight. The design is fairly bare bones, but a few flourishes here and there and some semi-ornate painted finishes make it clear that this was something built with love and care. Suddenly, I realize that I'm not hearing any exclamations of excitement from Tara. I figured she'd be touching every square inch of this thing. Tara, come take a look at this. As I speak, I look back and see her standing completely still, as if the cold has her rooted to the spot. Oh? Give me a sec. I'm just taking the view a bit. Are you afraid of horses? She's trying to act nonchalant, but her eyes wide keep flicking toward the horses. Her previously genuine grin has turned into a very nervous grimace. Slowly inching forward, she scoots further away from the horses as she approaches the carriage. I doubt she planned for part of her first impression to be Morgan learning that she's absolutely terrified of horses. She had better at least learn to tolerate them, or this is going to be an even longer trip than I expected. Wait, if this is the only way through the woods, how are we going to get back and forth between the cabin and the village? Neither of us can drive a carriage, and I can imagine your family doesn't want us just holding onto theirs. Oh, I'm going to be driving you. I can take you back and forth between the two, and help you navigate the woods. You didn't expect me to just let you wander around the forest in the middle of nowhere without a guide, did you? Tara, slowly making her way towards the carriage, does her best to give me a look of excitement. If anything, it resembles the look of a panicked hostage. The fact that she's still trying to play it cool is almost admirable in its futility. You sure that's not any trouble? I'd hate to inconvenience you any more than we already have. It's no trouble. I run my own shop, so my schedule is pretty flexible. I'm more than happy to help. She looks over at Tara, who has finally made it up within a few feet of the carriage. She shoots us both a thumbs up. I have a feeling she might need it. Trust me, you have no idea. Morgan turns and deftly swings up into her seat, taking a hold of the reins. Tara finally manages to place her hands on the carriage and climb up to the seat alongside her, shaking along the way. I let out a sigh of relief and follow suit, mounting up next to her. It's a little cramped up here, but I'd feel weird just sitting by myself. Besides, not keeping an eye on Tara is a pretty guaranteed way to make an even worse first impression. So, can you do any tricks in this thing? What tricks? Donuts? Like, I don't know. You do a little, like, side wheelie. The path to the cabin turns out to be a complicated one. We've been making twists and turns through the trees for a few minutes, but Morgan seems to know exactly where she's going. Not even the dark can stand in her way. You can navigate through all this with just a little lantern? How can you see landmarks? Don't worry, I know these woods better than just about anything. Besides, the moonlight is more than enough for me. I can't help but feel embarrassed as I think about all the times I had to use the flashlight on my phone just to find something I dropped in the car. I definitely wouldn't last out here. Looking over, I can see that Tara is anxious to start asking Morgan a very long list of questions about the woods. After that flubbed introduction, she's clearly a little less gung-ho than usual, but I know that won't stop her. As such, I should probably get my handling of the actual adult stuff out of the way quickly before it gets lost in the noise. So, the cabin we're going to be staying at, what's the situation as far as modern amenities go? Don't worry, it's nothing too primitive. My family owns it, so they've kept it up. But we don't usually really use it anymore. It's got running water, heat, electricity, the works. Internet too, at least when the winter is feeling cooperative weather. I should warn you right now that you're not going to have much luck with your cell phones. Reception out here is pretty much non-existent. There is a landline in the cabin though, and I'll leave my number so you can reach me in case of an emergency. That's perfect, thanks. Thank God. I was terrified that we might have been walking into some sort of dilapidated death trap. So, while we're on our way, could you maybe tell us about some of the specific supernatural occurrences you've seen out here so far? I gently elbow her in the stomach in a gesture that I hope effectively communicates, let me talk about the actual important stuff first. However, Morgan doesn't so much as flinch at the question. If anything, she actually seems a little excited to talk about it. Her eyes seem to lose a bit of their constant drowsiness, and she sits up perfectly straight. She's been waiting for this. Well, we have a lot of freak weather events. Strange storms that appear and disappear, or are localized to certain parts of the forest in ways that shouldn't be possible. Ooh. Tara nods pensively, ready to start pressing for details. I realize my questions are going to have to wait, so I decided to just let the two of them run their course. Sometimes when I walk in the woods, I can see strange lights here and there, like tiny little stars inside the forest. I've never been able to get close to them though, like will-o-wisps. I raise an eyebrow, but don't say anything. We've had countless cases of strange lights before, all of which have ended with a rational explanation. That doesn't seem to dampen his terror spirits though. I can feel myself starting to drift, the steady, mild bumping sensation of the carriage combined with the exhaustion of the journey threatening to make me fall asleep right here and now. I'm sure they can wake me when they get there. There's also my cat. Your cat is a supernatural occurrence? She can talk, so I'd say so. Her words snapped me out of my trance. Looking over at her, I expected to see her holding in a laugh or sporting some kind of mischievous grin, but her face is as serious as it's been since we arrived. What? Your cat can talk? Like, talk the way a human does? Yes, she's very well spoken, in fact. I try to hide a sigh. I should have known she was going to be one of those fans. Some people who invite us out tend to be a little strange. It's happened plenty of times, and while this meeting is definitely more unique than any previous one, I'm not too shocked by it. Tara, however, instantly perks up once her words sink in. She can't actually believe her, right? So, can we talk to her? She won't mind if I ask her a few questions, right? Well, usually she only talks to me, but I can try to convince her. The whole thing is clearly some kind of joke, but Tara is absolutely taken in. I can practically see the wheels turning in her head as she plans out her follow-up questions. That's never good. So, do you have any ideas about what could be causing it? Something in her diet, maybe? I don't think... Have you been feeding her some kind of special Eisenfeld cat food? Can I try some? Okay, I think that's enough of that. When Tara starts talking about eating cat food, it's time for me to exercise a little diplomacy and move the conversation forward. Crazy or not, I think we should move on. So, what kind of things does she talk to you about? Just about our lives, for the most part. I figure you'd be better off hearing it from her rather than me. I'm sure that'll be illuminating. I'll say, if there's something that paranormal in the village, itself, you must have seen some way crazier stuff in these woods. She starts to gesture as she talks, pointing back towards the village and swinging her arms around as she mentions the woods. Morgan hitting her with something concrete has definitely put her back into her element. In a way, I suppose it has for me too. I couldn't get a read on her when we arrived, and now that I know she's probably crazy, I at least know what we're dealing with. Well, there's one pretty major thing, but you probably wouldn't believe me. I wouldn't have come out here if I didn't believe you. Anything you have to say, I want to hear. I can't detect a hint of cynicism in her voice. Either she really believed this girl she just met has a talking cat, or she's giving a performance worthy of an Oscar. Are you sure? 110%. Lay it on me. Hey, I love giving finger guns. She winks at her and flashes her finger guns. Back in celebrity mode. Tara's good at recovery with these things, but I've never seen her recover on this level with such speed. But as I watch her lean in towards Morgan to make sure she catches her next statement, I realize another possible reason for her passionate response. If there's one thing she loves more than hearing strange stories, it's trying to impress a cute girl. Guilty. Now things are starting to fall into place a bit more. Well, one of the main reasons I called you out here is I'm not sure if it has a name, but I think it's some kind of forest spirit. Spirit? Like a ghost or something? No, something physical. Some sort of massive creature, like the forest came to life. Okay, this is new. Even the crazier fans don't get this outlandish. But Tara is absolutely eating it up. No matter what her reasoning is, I'm glad she's having a good time. It means I can stay out of this conversation. It's a lot harder to pretend to believe things when I'm this tired. Is there anything else you can tell me about it? Does it speak or anything? Have you managed to interact with it at all? Is it more kaiju sized or more basketball player sized? I've only seen it once, unfortunately, so I don't know too much about it. I have researched for it in a number of times since, but without any results. Who knows? Maybe you two will have better luck than I have. That's what you're best at, isn't it? In terms of talents, I'd say is certainly up there. Morgan's mouth turns up into a small but seemingly genuine smile, and her expression grows slightly less intimidating. I knew you'd believe me. Nobody else around here does. I can't imagine why. I feel a pang of guilt as the thought crosses my mind. As crazy as the story sounds, it can't possibly be easy feeling rejected in a community this isolated. No wonder she was so eager to bring us into the fold. So, how far away would you say that we are from the cabin? We should be coming up on it any minute now. I'll help the two of you get situated and then head back. I'll be happy to tell you more about the spirit tomorrow. Thank God. Oh, yeah, great. That's great. I'm exhausted. That much isn't a lie. All I want to do right now is pass out. With any luck, I'll wake up to find out that this whole thing was just a bad dream. Oh. Interesting vibes so far. I hope that we get to something more than just the build-up. We head to the appointed meeting post right at the turn of the hour. Even during the day, the forest felt hostile and foreign, but now, at night, it's downright scary. Each rattle of a branch is a demon's footsteps. Every gust of wind is a monster's breath. I stand close to Tara, treading on the backs of her feet several times. I think this is supposed to be the place. I look around the area. It's indistinguishable from the rest of the woods. My only comfort is the tiny pinprick of light that represents our cabin, back at the forest's edge. A feeling of dread creeps its way up my spine. What if this is a trap, or a setup? Maybe Morgan's just lured us out here into the middle of nowhere and is waiting out of sight with a knife in hand or something. Considering we traveled thousands of kilometers to get here, if this was a trick, we fell for it hard. Maybe we're early. I know that we're not. Oh boy. Tara sweeps the flashlight around, illuminating a few identical trees before the light's beam peters off into oblivion. Maybe we should just go back. Oh, the light passes over Morgan, suddenly a meter away from us. Ah! Tara jolts backwards, crashing into me. The flashlight plummets to the ground, bouncing once before stopping. I keep my balance, barely, and catch Tara's arm to stop her from falling. Are you okay? Short term, yeah, but I think I just lost 10 years. What about you, Mads? I'm fine. What on earth were you doing? Me? I was waiting for you. Where? Didn't you hear us? Just over there. Sorry, I had headphones in and missed you. You were just standing in the dark, in a forest, wearing headphones? Yes. Why? At a loss for words, I can only shrug. Does hanging out alone in the dark in the middle of nowhere not register as weird for Morgan? You just spooked us is all. No worries. She stoops down and retrieves a flashlight from the snow, drying it on her sleeve. She brushes off the snow the same way she brushes off Morgan's actions. Anyway, it's all good. What now? Morgan turned and faced the trees, shining her flashlight across them. I thought we could walk around a little. It might help you to get a better feel for the area. Behind Morgan's back, Tara and I exchange a look of concern. Tara gives me the slightest of shrugs. I'm still reluctant, but I nod. If Morgan's planning to kill us, it's not like it'll make a difference whether she does it here or in the forest, and I'm pretty sure she's not a murderer anyway. Sure, lead on. Morgan sets off without another word, and we follow just a couple paces back. Are we going somewhere in particular? Not really. I doubt you want to go too far this late at night, right? Right. That's fine. We'll stick to the edge then. As we walk, Morgan keeps her flashlight pointed straight ahead in that direction that we're going. Tara, on the other hand, swings hers around, looking up trees and out into the abyss. She and I only brought one flashlight with us, the spare is sitting in one of our suitcases back at the cabin. I regret leaving it behind, just on the off chance that we somehow get separated. So, did you learn anything useful today? Not really. We went around town some, but most people didn't really want to talk. Yeah. How'd you know? That's how it is around here. People are mistrustful. I was kind of surprised by that. Figured with how out of the way it is here that we might have been, I don't know, treated like celebrities. Hey now, don't project. But something like that. It's more like they isolate themselves by choice. We have internet and TV. It's just that lots of people choose not to use them. I'm guessing they probably had some not so nice things to say about me too, right? Neither Tara nor I respond. Our silence lasts a beat too long. It's okay. I'm used to it. You don't have to pretend or anything. Do they consider her like a witch or something? Light shines in our faces as Morgan turns around, half smiling. Hey, you two don't need another assistant back where you live or anything, right? Uh? My mouth flaps like a fish while I try to think of a diplomatic response, but then Morgan laughs and faces forward again. Just kidding. I mean, oh my god, it's loud. What the hell? Why is it so loud? My goodness. We trek on in awkward silence. I'm not even sure what we're supposed to be doing or looking for. We're just wandering in the dark, trusting that Morgan knows how to get back to the cabin. It's cold, and my feet are sore, and I'm once again regretting coming to Eisenfeld. I gently tug at Tara's sleeve, right by her elbow. When she looks at me, I silently gesture back towards where we came from and shrug, hoping she'll get the message. Now? She mouths back. I nod. She gives a worried look over towards Morgan, who's now slightly farther away. Tara holds up 5 fingers. 5 more minutes. Sighing, I nod again. We hurry to catch it back up with Morgan. Something wrong? Oh no, Maddie had something in her shoe. Oh. It's hard to tell if she buys it. I wouldn't. Mentally, I'm counting backwards from 5 minutes, already imagining the comfort of my bed and blanket back at the cabin. How I'm going to survive a whole month of this is an issue for future me to worry about. I got lost out in, this part of the forest once. 3 minutes and 32 seconds. 3 minutes and 31. Don't worry though, I know my way around now. Yeah, they mentioned something about that. I step on Tara's foot again, this time totally on purpose. I thought they might... the villagers. Her tone is still completely nonchalant. At least Morgan seems impossible to offend. It's too bad it looks like it's going to snow tonight. We probably shouldn't stay out too late. Oh, thank God. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm sorry if this was so disappointing. I'd hoped there would be more to see. What exactly were you expecting? It's the middle of the night. Come on, Mads. It's about the atmosphere. It's way spooky out here when it's dark. I know, that's half the problem. We can turn back now if you'd like. Before I can agree, Tara shakes her head. Nah, let's give it a couple more minutes. You came out all this way for us, after all. I glare at Tara, but I think she misses it. I have lost track of my countdown, too. Whatever. The small, apologetic smile that I barely noticed does little to assuage my discomfort. Assuage? Assuage. We traipse. Oh, all these words, my goodness. We traipse aimlessly through the snow for a while longer. I stare at my feet more than at the path ahead. I do that a lot when I walk around, and simply follow in the footprints left behind by the other two. So I nearly slam into Tara, who's come to a complete halt yet again. What now? I saw something. You did? Tara, stop messing around. Let's... No, I mean it. I saw something. I shut up. I can tell by her tone that she's serious. She saw something, or at least she thinks she said she did. The three of us turn and face the way she's... It's even deeper into the forest, barely lit by the moon. There was a light. Is someone else walking around? There shouldn't be anyone out at this time at night. It's dangerous to be in the woods once it gets late. I opt not to point out the obvious hypocrisy. It was probably moonlight or something. It wasn't the moon, Maddie. There's something out there. Ooh. Both of them point their flashlights in the direction Tara's looking. Aside from more trees, there's nothing to be seen. It's perfectly framed for something to pop up right there. Tara... Maddie. She grins. This is what we're here for. Come on. Ah, damn. Tara breaks into a run, leaving Morgan and I behind in surprise. We exchange a look before Morgan runs off after her. I have no choice but to go too. The regret is almost instant. Cold knives pierce my lungs with each heavy breath. I'm not in the best shape to keep up with, and the snow and boots don't make things any easier. Yeah, I don't get piercings in the lungs. It's like kind of abdomen, side of abdomen, like sharpness when I walk. The only consolation is that we're running in a straight line, so it won't be hard to follow our path back. Yeah, that's very good. Every so often we pause to catch our breath. The pace catching up to Tara, too, who has to fight to keep with her smile on. Morgan seems unfazed by it all. I'm about 3 seconds away from demanding we give up when I see it. Oh! Okay. Right in the frame that I was suggesting. Hehe. Way off in the distance, too far to identify the source, is a light. It sparkles and glimmers like a star that fell to earth. I fall silent, the words stolen from my mouth. Then Tara points, stating that we already know. What we already know. There it is! Buoyed by her second wind, Tara runs off again. This time, Morgan and I are close behind. Oh, it is Will-O-Wisp where, like, you follow it and, uh-oh, what kind of situation is it going to be guiding them into? We follow the light, which sometimes blinks out but soon reappears. I'm too focused on not slipping and falling to give it much thought as to the source. There's no telling how long or how far we've been going. Somehow, the light never seems to get any closer or farther away. It's like it's running from us. No, it's guiding you. Hey, wait up! Tara yells out into the darkness. If whatever it is can understand her, it ignores her. Running is quickly becoming difficult. My lungs burn from the cold, and my breathing turns ragged after barely a minute. Tara pulls further and further ahead from Morgan and me, her one-track mind fixated on the light. After a bit longer, I hit my limit, and my pace slows back to a walk, then a stop. I fold my hands on my knees as I gasp for breath. Morgan crunches to a stop just ahead, too, turning back towards me. Are you alright? I try to respond, but I'm breathing too heavily to be able to talk. I just wave my hand, gesturing for Morgan to go on ahead without me, but she doesn't. Are you sure? I force myself to stand and nod. I'm fine. In the murk, Tara's become a disembodied light herself. Only the flashlight's glow visible. I watch it bounce to a halt and then slowly make its way back toward us. You guys gave up too easily. How are you not dead? I haven't seen you run in years. That's because you never hit the gym with me. I don't know if she's joking or not, but I'm too worn out to care. So what was that thing? Do you think it was your forest spirit? Morgan's eyes widen. You believe me? Tara shrugs. I'm considering it, at least. I mean, what else could it have been? Fairies. Morgan says it very nonchalantly. I side-eye Tara, who is very interested in her boots. What? The forest spirit doesn't really make a light like that, at least not that I'm aware of. Right, that makes sense. Doesn't it, Mads? It was probably someone from the village. But as I say it, I know how unlikely that is. The way the light seemed to always maintain a precise distance was unnatural. I can feel the seeds of doubt being sown in my heart. But it was definitely strange. Tara looks at me with more pride than a rainbow flag. Hey, holy shit. That's practically canon in Maddie terms. I roll my eyes, but it's partially just for show. I'm curious at the very least. I wouldn't call myself a believer as much as Tara wishes. But that's two strange things so far, which is two more than I expected when I boarded the train out here. What was the other strange thing? The fairy that they've actually encountered? I don't know. Huh. It was strange. That's as much as I'll get. A yawn overtakes me in the middle of speaking. It doesn't help the pain in my lungs. Oh, I guess it's past your bedtime, huh? I kick some snow at her and it bounces uselessly off her pants. With the way we've been bantering with each other, it really does feel a bit more like old times. Make that 3 strange things on this trip so far. Oh. We should begin heading back anyway. We can't go much further and before I'd be lost too. You still know where we are? Yes, of course. We'd be in trouble if not. She has a point. I got so caught up chasing the light that I lost track of what direction we come from. I'll show you around more tomorrow. There's something you might like to see. Yeah? What is it? A surprise. We'll go tomorrow before it's dark. It's a bit of a walk. Does it have to do with whatever that light was? I have no idea. It's possible. Story of my life. Okay, well, we'll call it quits for tonight and pick up back tomorrow? Yeah, I guess. That's fine by me. Great. She hops forward, then pauses. Guess you ought to lead the way. Morgan smiles as she does that. Ooh, nice little cabin. It takes us only 15 minutes or so to reach the cabin. We must have added a lot of time to our trip with all the wandering we did. Morgan bids us farewell at the door, which I barely return before stumbling. I'm halfway out of my boots by the time Tara's inside. Guess you're not staying up late then. I am out like a light the second I hit the bed. Tara grins just briefly. Right. My hand is on the doorknob when Tara clears her throat. Hey, thanks for, chasing after that thing. I appreciate you playing along. My hand lingers on the door, poised to turn. Yeah, of course. Let's see what we find tomorrow. Right, yeah. Right, good night. Night. I quickly step in and then shut my bedroom door before Tara can say anything else. As I switch off the lights and crawl into bed, I remember the end of the train right here. I felt the same just now, standing there not knowing what to say. It would be so easy. Oh, why are you leaving? Like, I think Mad said something about school or whatever, but it seems like you don't want to leave. I banish those thoughts from my mind and wrench my eyes shut. There'll be time to worry about it tomorrow. I have time to think. We have a month. As I slowly drift off to sleep, the exhaustion that I feel when winning out over the stress, the last thoughts I have are of dancing lights in the snow. With almost every step I take, I cast a glance behind me. I keep expecting to hear the crunch of snow or spot a flash of red hair as Tara follows me, but there's nothing. I'm alone. I hurry through the woods practically on autopilot. Less than a week ago, I had never set foot in the forest on my own, but now I already have the path to the clearing memorized. There's a lot of just sudden time skips, just jumps in time in this game. It gives me extra time to worry. What am I even doing? Everything about the situation is extremely not me. Heading off my own to the forest without telling anyone to go meet up with a ghost. Even thinking the word ghost still makes my heart lurch. I've seen her with my own eyes and yet I still have trouble believing it. What? I don't know if this demo is just truncated or like what's going on here. But I feel like we keep hearing about things that we haven't experienced. And I'm just trusting that she's not going to lead me to her lair and suck out my soul or something like that. I feel like Gretel, and I'm not even cautious enough to leave a breadcrumb trail. But still, I keep walking. There's something exciting in being on my own, in doing something without Tara. I can't remember the last time I had a secret from her, at least not a big one. Not telling her about the ghost girl feels a little bit like rebellion. I feel like I deserve something exciting that's all my own. She and Morgan can go do whatever. I doubt Tara will even notice that I'm not around. And even when she does, it's something that she needs to get used to. I've tried to show her how to cut a video or frame a shot lots of times. It's her own fault if she still doesn't get it. Just like it's her own fault that she's missing out now. What? As I approach the clearing, I slow down a little. My usual trepidation overtakes me once again as I contemplate just how reckless this is. There's absolutely no guarantee that the girl isn't dangerous, that I'll walk out of these woods alive. Normally I'd chastise Tara for following her gut instinct, which dictates probably 70% of her decisions. Yet, that's all I have to go off of right now. The feeling that I'm safe with the ghost girl, that she won't harm me. I cross the threshold of trees and into the clearing. Just like the other times, it's serenely quiet. Even my past footsteps are gone, erased by the wind or snowfall. I'm here. Somehow I feel like she already knows. Is the ghost cute? Are we going to see the ghost? The forest swallows my words, returning to frozen, pristine silence. Pretty cute, yeah. Soundlessly, she steps out from behind a tree. A small smile sits on her face, though her eyes are slightly downcast. She waves, meeting my eyes for just a moment before glancing away. Hi there. My words hang in the still air. Were you waiting for me? We lock eyes again and she nods, quickly, earnestly. I hope it wasn't too long. She shakes her head and then she laughs. I'm not sure what the joke is, though. What? What's so funny? Once she catches her breath, she bites her lip as she ponders. After a moment, she shrugs, looking apologetic. I guess explaining a joke through gestures would be difficult. She sidles up next to me and I fight the urge to step back, though I've decided to trust her. My instincts still belie my nerves. But what she seems to be most interested in is the bag slung over my shoulder. She simulates opening the bag so that she can see into it. Is it the camera? Nosy, huh? I wasn't expecting this to be this long, so sorry that my voice is hoarse now. I guess Tara would be afraid of my voice, huh? Immediately she backsteps, waving her hands in a frantic, apologetic motion. Sorry, I was just kidding. You can look. She regards me like a timid deer as I hold the bag open for her to see. Inside are a couple books that I picked up in the village this morning. I hold up the first one, small and square and baby blue. I got a really strange look from the person who runs the bookstore because of this one. It's a book of baby names. Her eyes go wide, and she grasps at her belly, then points at me. It takes me a second to understand what she means, and for some reason, I feel my face flush. No, I'm not pregnant, but I thought maybe you could use it to show me your name? If it's a name, that would be... Before I can finish my sentence, she zoomed back over to me, all sense of personal space once again discarded. Kind of reminds me of Flufflepuff, just... She clasps her hands, a fiery look in her eyes, and hops up and down. Frankly, it's adorable. Guess you're a fan. Okay, cool. She eyes the book hungrily. She must be really excited to share her name with me. It's a little exciting for me too. Why don't you just fucking Ouija board the situation, like use a stick to put a bunch of letters in the snow, and then she can point at the letters to say whatever she wants. If she's able to read a book, she's able to read, you know, letters in the snow. It's nice to see someone so excited about being with me. I fight to keep an overzealous grin off my face. Okay, let's see. I look around. Aside from trees and snow, there isn't much to see. I wonder if there's something about this place in particular that the girl likes. Is there somewhere nearby we could sit down? It feels a little weird to just keep standing. A finger on her chin, she ponders, when she turns and points towards the woods even further in. Go? I can tell from the look in her eyes that she's uncertain. I swallow a lump in my throat. I've come this far, after all. Sure, that's fine. Lead the way. She does so, but never gets too far from my side. Every few steps she glances over at me as if I'm making sure I'm still here. That feels a bit backwards to me, but in a nice way. I don't really feel compelled to break the silence either. Of course, part of that is because any conversation would be one-sided. But also, she looks content, like she's just happy to be here. I am too. The silence doesn't feel vast and overwhelming, like it does with Tara. It feels warm. Before too long, I realize what her destination is. This is nearly the same path that Morgan took us down just a couple dusks ago. I recognize some of the more grotesquely warped trees. We're going to that church. Eyes wide, she nods, probably surprised that I know of it. One of the villagers showed it to us a few days ago. Me and my friend. It feels weird to just call Tara my friend. Usually if I'm talking to someone about Tara, they've met her. The girl just nods yet again. As we reach the edge of the trees and the church itself comes into sight, I look around for traces of the monster we saw days before. What monster? The lights? Yeah, okay, if this demo is just skipping around the actual game, I'm not a fan of that. I would rather they, like, just give us the beginning, lead up to, like, a cool plot moment. What? Maybe this is just what the game is like, I don't know. There are none to be seen, though. No snapped or toppled trees. No footsteps as deep as I am tall. Much like the girl beside me, there's no trace of its existence. I look over at the door of the church, where she's patiently waiting for me. Once again, I fight back all my fears and hesitations and head for the door too. It's too late to turn back now. The door is slightly ajar from our visit days ago. A thin trail of snow powders the entryway, but otherwise the church is dry. It's still unnaturally warm. I wonder if that has to do with the girl, too. From the way she walks, I can tell she's familiar with the place. She heads to the front, stopping just shy of the altar, where she turns around to face me. Being back here is a little unnerving, and I slowly approach her, though she hasn't given me any reason to be suspicious. The image of those monstrous eyes is ingrained in my memory. I wish it was ingrained in my memory. Show me the monster! But this time, there's no howling wind or earth-shaking footsteps, just the one girl waiting patiently. Cute art. I give her a smile as I sit down on one of the pews near the front. It's hewn from stone, smooth and rigid. She takes a seat right beside me. Normally being this close to strangers makes me uncomfortable, but with her, I don't really mind. Part of it is, of course, the fact that I can't feel her at all, but the other part is that it feels kind of pleasant to sit together like this. I hastily push that thought out of my head. She's a ghost. She is literally transparent and insubstantial. I rummage the bag and grab the book of baby names. Okay, so first, she bounces up and down with anticipation as I tear off the plastic cling wrap and stuff it in the tote bag. Is the first letter early in the alphabet? She nods and holds up one finger. A? I? L? Two shakes of her head. She tests her index fingers together and then uses her middle finger to cross between them. Oh, an A. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Ghost. It seems like Maddie doesn't catch on super quick. Enthusiastic nodding. I flip to the first pages, a couple of pages in the book. Right in the middle of the A's, the first name I spot is Amber. I like the name Amber. Impatiently, she leans over me and motions to go further back, towards the start. Let's see if, can I guess the name? Okay, Amber. Further back than Amber, I'm going to guess Abigail. I turn the pages slowly, giving her time to scan. On the very first page, she holds out a hand to stop and points. She's practically hanging over my shoulder to show me. Holy, ain't no way. That is insane. What? 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 I swear I have not played this before. What the heck? What? There are so many names? How? Okay, I'll take it. Your name is Abigail? That's so... What? Okay, well, I guess I'm just extremely good at guessing what Abigail's talking about. Holy moly. Okay, anyway, she gives me the biggest, most radiant grin I have ever seen as she nods. Her joy is infectious, and I can't help but smile too. Abigail. I repeat it, and she looks even more joyful. A beam of light breaks through the glass window, illuminating dust motes that makes it look as if she's sparkling. Ooh. We lock eyes and I feel my breath catch in my throat. The look in her eyes, pure, unadulterated happiness, is something I've never seen before. Oh, they shine with tears, the good kind. The kind that bring out the color of her eyes, the radiant kind. I didn't know I could make someone happy like this. I quickly look away back to the now irrelevant book in my lap. Anyway, Abigail, I had a couple questions. Is that okay? Abigail nods. So, maybe this is rude to ask, but are you a ghost or are you something else? Abigail closes her eyes and, with a sad smile, nods. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what the appropriate response to something like that is. Then, are you from Eisenfeld? Nod. Do you know a girl from there called Morgan? She shakes her head. That makes sense. I'm sure Morgan would have mentioned her before, if so. So, have you, been a ghost for a long time then? I cringe a little as I ask. It seems gauche. Although, I'm not entirely sure what proper etiquette is for this kind of conversation. In answer to my question, she nods again. Do you know how long? A shrug. She holds up one finger, then two fists. 100 years? Another shrug and a nod. 100 years? I murmur to myself in slight disbelief. Could be more. I doubt she's been keeping track of every day. The world out there, the world I come from, it may as well be another planet for her. I'm sorry. It's incomprehensible to me. I can't fathom that much time passing, unable to talk to anyone, how lonely that must be. She closed her eyes again. Though I've been interpreting her silence as serene, I wonder if that's how she feels. These yes or no questions are practically the extent of what I can ask her. There's still such a gulf between who she is and what I know of her centuries worth of solitude. Write in the snow, or like write on a piece of paper, or do something. In all that time, have you ever spent time like this with someone else? You could even have like images by having Abigail like trace with her finger over the page and you just draw following it like like an onion skinning kind of overlay. So I don't know. There are ways to communicate with ghosts. Trust me, I run D&D, and I have plenty of weird ethereal plane shenanigans that players have to work around and find ways to communicate with each other even though they can't verbally speak with each other. So there are ways to talk with ghosts. I'm the only one. Nod. I fall silent too, my head still reeling. There are so many things that I want to ask and want to know. How did she die? Why did her spirit stick around? Does she know about the thing we saw in the snow? Why am I the first person she's shown herself to? But there's no way she could answer. Wait! And even if she could, I wonder if she'd want to. Is it impolite to remind a ghost that they're dead? It's morbidly funny to me that these are questions I have to ask to myself. Tara would love this. Tara would... I push that thought on my head too. Tara is not here right now. It's just me and Abigail. Would you like me to read that other book? Her grin returns, the moment of melancholy dispelled. Seems I made the right call in changing the subject. I show her the cover before I crack it open, enjoying the new book smell. This is a book I read a lot when I was younger. Hate how the word is literally the same way, spelled either way. It's about a girl who wants to be a hero, so she goes on a quest with her best friend to prove herself. It's a little childish, I guess, but maybe you'd like it. Abigail claps her hands and nods. I have a feeling I could read the dictionary to her and she'd be satisfied, but I don't mention that. Okay. I smooth the crease and opened the first page. Once upon a time. It's a story that I could probably recite by heart. My mom used to read it to me when I was a little girl, and it was one of the books that I used to learn to read. Yeah, same thing here. I used to learn to read. Like, pronunciation. So weird sometimes. English, so weird sometimes. A lot of the time. I was both surprised and excited to see that there was a copy in Eisenfeld's bookstore. I settled into an easy cadence of reading. Though I'm not used to reading out loud, it starts to feel pretty natural after only a couple pages. Like my mom used to do, I give all the characters different voices. Hey, that's what I do. I don't have quite the range that Mom does. What's up? But Abigail seems to enjoy it all the same. I like having a fun range with some voices sometimes. She smiles and laughs in all the right places. It makes my heart warm to see how much she's enjoying it. Her eyes are closed yet again, but she looks so content. Same with content and content. As we finish chapter 2, Abigail scoots a little bit closer and rests her head near my shoulder. I pause mid-sentence, surprised, but resume just a little second later. Wait, so... Scoots a little bit closer and rests her head near my shoulder. Okay, so can't rest it on the shoulder because ghost. Yeah, though I can't feel her there, the sentiment is clear. Oh, I keep reading. Sometimes when I glance down, I can see that her eyes are open, reading along. Her lips mouth the same words I am. One time she catches me looking and blushes, but I just smile and continue going. After we finish chapter 4, I finally pause. My mouth is dry and my jaw is starting to hurt a little bit. Oh, yeah. I feel that. I have been reading for an hour and a half straight. So, I get you, girlie. I must have been reading for close to an hour. More than that for me. Even though I stop, Abigail doesn't sit up or open her eyes. Her hand rests on my arm and I set the book aside. Do ghosts need to sleep? That's another question I can ask, but maybe at a different time. Right now, I'm happy to let her pretend. Oh. Quietly, I hum a song. It's something from the radio, a title I can't remember, but that's always stuck in my head. I'm extremely off-key, I'm sure, but I don't care. It just feels right. When I stop, she finally opens her eyes and sits back up. As we gaze at each other, she mouths two words that I don't have to be good at lip reading, reading lips to decipher. Thank you. No problem. I hope you liked the story. First she claps, and then she places one hand over her heart. Oh. I laugh, flattered, but also a little embarrassed. I think that's all I can do today, but we should read more sometime. Abigail's very good at, like, not actual sign language, like, you know, ASL or anything like that, but communicating ideas through, expressions and gestures. If you want to, I mean. I already know the answer, but she gives me an emphatic nod, all the same. Okay, it's a promise. She touches her heart again, and I smile. I should probably head back to the cabin soon. People will start to get suspicious if I'm gone for too long. Abigail cocks her head like an owl, curious. I, haven't told my friends about you yet. It's sort of like our secret, I guess. And I want to keep it that way for a little longer. She smiles in agreement. Oh. Abby takes my hand in hers, but then drops it right away as burned. She gasps, her mouth freezing in a perfect oh shock. Huh? What? Wait, how? What? Does it actually physically make contact? What is it? What's wrong? Wait, what? Stop jumping around! Your hand. With everything that's happened, I half expect it to be fading away or something, but when I hold it up, nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. I could feel it. Then she darts forward and grabs my hand in both of hers. I can feel your hand medicine. It's real. Like a jeweler with a diamond, Abby takes my hand and runs her fingers over it, with a characteristic disregard for personal space. Excited? She seems to realize what she's doing and quickly pulls away, breaking the spell. Sheepishly, she kicks at the ground, not meeting my eyes. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was incredibly rude of me. For a moment, I lost myself, and... It's okay. I don't mind. There are lots of little things in my daily life that I take for granted. The simple actions of talking to someone at the store, or sitting next to a stranger on the bus. They are not enjoyable. I'd even say that I dislike them. But for someone who hasn't interacted with another human being, who hasn't even come near a human being in however many years, that's something I can't imagine. And really, I don't mind. Wonderful. She smiles so brightly at me, it almost hurts. It's not fair that something so simple should be so meaningful for her. But she just skips back over to me and grabs my hand like nothing happened. Clearly, the embarrassed act was just a charade. Honestly, she's easier to read than that book in the church. I let her indulge herself for a moment, but she's so completely engrossed that I feel like we could be here for hours while she basks in the novelty of it. Why aren't you freaking out about it, Maddie? Not that it'd be a problem, but... well, I'm just not used to being fawned over like this. Anyway, you're going to show me something? And you can hear Abigail now, like... what happened? Oh yes. It's something very special. I think that you'll enjoy it. lead the way. We lock eyes, and for a second I think she's going to say something, but whatever it is, she changes her mind and smiles, just smiles and nods. She tugs a little at my hand and she turns away. And we run. I'm borne along by her boundless enthusiasm and surely more than a little magic. The trees fly by at a blur, impossibly fast, just like being on the train again. Like snowflakes, they melt into my vision faster than I can really notice. The speed is some gift of the forest, I imagine, a consolation for what it's done to me. Our footsteps are formless against the snow. We're walking in the air. What is happening? It's the same as when I first met Abby. That feels like an eternity ago. But, I'm very sad at the structure of this. I guess, technically, it was a lifetime ago? What? Maddie, did you die off screen? Is that why you're able to communicate and physically interact with Abby? What? I have no idea how far we've run or how far we're going, but we're surely deep into the trees, deeper than even Morgan's likely ever dared to go. There's no pain in my legs or in my lungs. This is easier than walking. What? As we go, I try to push aside all the worries and tensions. Frankly, everything about the situation out of my head for just a little while. Just for now, I want to enjoy this for my sake. Or is she just getting whisked along by the ghost? But then what would she mean by like a lifetime ago? For Abby's sake. Though it surely isn't hard, Abby manages to never let go of my hand. She's constantly pulling me forward, keeping me near her. I'm not sure how it's possible if it seems like she's focused entirely on me. That's possible, but it seems okay. While also being focused just as much on the path ahead. I wonder if I'll ever be able to split my attention like that. Ugh, I can't. I can't even boil water and chop veggies at the same time. Yep. So I have trouble thinking of anything other than her. The gentleness of her grip, the light and joyful way she moves across the ground, the certainty with which she pulls me forward. Every so often, she turns around and makes sure I'm still there, though I'm sure she's very aware of our interlocked fingers. Each time she looks back, I smile at her, and each time she looks away with a blush. We run for so long that I feel like we have crossed the whole forest by now. We run for so long that I start to wonder if we'll ever stop. Where are we going? I yell even though my breathing is strained. What? Even though my breathing is strained at all. Isn't, I'm assuming? It's just a little bit further. All around us the snow glistens and sparkles in the rising sun. We must look like we're in a Christmas card right now. Finally, Abby slows down until we're walking at a regular pace. I fall into step beside her, rather than just behind, and she lets go of my hand. There's something different about where we are. At first I only notice it as vaguely uneasy feeling, like being watched. Abby seems oblivious or indifferent. Something in the corner of my eyes, but when I turn my head, there's nothing there. It happens again, this time on the other side, but there's still nothing. Birdsong can be heard from in the woods, sounding like tittering laughter. It's not a bird that I'm familiar with. What's going on? Where are we? We're almost there, I promise. What exactly is there? Please just trust me. You'll see soon. Trust her? I've been doing that since I met her, and look where that got me. Psh, killed, I guess? Out here, though, it's not as if I have any other choice. Wordlessly, we keep walking. Strange streaks of color decorate some of the trees like paint. Icicles dangle from branches and seem to give off a strange glow. When I get closer to inspect one, though, the glow dims. Madison? Abby's paused a little ways ahead while I'm examining the flora. Sorry, I'm coming. You'll understand in just a moment, I promise. That's the second time she's promised. I would never do anything to hurt you. I just want you to be surprised. I sigh and force a smile. Okay. I do my best to ignore the discomfort, the creeping fear of the unknown. I'm not especially good at it. Finally, though, the path starts to widen as the trees grow farther apart. Just ahead, I can see where they spread into a clearing, much like the one where I first met Abby. And as we pass through the line of trees, I finally see what it is she wanted to show me. Whoa! It's like a pink wisteria? Or is wisteria the right word for it? What am I thinking of? Willow? Is that what I'm thinking of? And there's like purple. Oh, this is awesome. I love this. Here in the middle of the forest is a small pond that must be at least as magical as the girl beside me. Yeah, because Abigail has pink hair and purple clothing. So is she not a ghost, but like the nature spirit? Its waters are calm and still, but not frozen. Despite the clear blue sky overhead, the water is salmon pink. What? Oh, I guess kind of? Yeah, you can see it at the edges. I just thought that was like reflections of the trees. The color of a sunset. Surrounding the pond and surrounding us are trees of similar pink and lavender hues as the water. No snow adorns their branches, though again, a few icicles hang from them. Their shapes are twisted and strange and give off the same glow as before. Grass underfoot fights to break through the snow. Not too far away, right at the edge, a deer and her fawn drink. They look up as we approach, staring straight at us, but then disregard us and return to quenching their thirst. Abby was right. I can see why she brought me here. It's beautiful. Isn't it? Yeah, literally the same colors. Tranquil and serene, this place does feel like an escape from the rest of the forest. I wonder if any mortal human has ever stepped foot here. I wouldn't be surprised if not. Who made it this way? The lights, the laughter, the fleeting motions. I'm sure they're all related. The lights, the laughter, the fleeting motions. What? Abby takes a deep breath and I expect her to change the subject or give a cryptic answer again. But it's very straightforward. Fairies. The forest responds. The trees sway, leaning forward to listen. There's a sound like a ringing bell, but I'm not sure if I'm imagining it. Fairies? Abby nods. And then she laughs. Don't trouble yourself with them, though. We'll likely never see them. They live all throughout the forest, but this place is special to them, just like it is to me. We share it in a sense. Have you seen them? Yes, many times. She says it so casually that I'm reminded of Morgan, telling us about spirits and talking cats. My heart pangs at the thought. It seems so long ago. What are they like? They're similar to wasps. Like I said, don't worry about them. Oh, do come look at this, though. She hurries over to a bush near the tree, crouching over a little. I humor her and follow. Is it like a blooming flower? Oh no, hello, little ones. She coos over something that I can't see until she steps aside to make room. Madison, look. There's a small bird's nest tucked into the branches, nearly imperceptible against the tangle of sticks. A couple small chicks chirp to themselves, waiting for their mother to return. Abby presides over them with a content smile, looking as proud as if they were her own kids. Precious, aren't they? Yeah, they're really cute. One of them turns and fixes a beady eye on us. It watches intently for a moment before deciding we're not interesting enough. I'm barely paying attention to them. I look around, expecting to see a glitter of wings or pixie dust, but there's nothing besides Abby and the birds. I used to think that perhaps it would make their mothers unhappy. They never seem to mind either. They're quite friendly, in fact. Abby glances over at me, expecting a response. What was that? Just chit-chat? Sorry, I'm just preoccupied. She smiles and nods sagely. I understand. Abby takes my hand in hers once again and brings me back to the water. A gentle breeze rattles the trees. I'm sure it must be cold. Yeah, I'm sure it must be cold. Why are you not physical anymore? Are there other places like this in the forest? No, there aren't. This one is special. I'm happy to have someone to share it with. Her shoulder brushes up against mine as she snuggles up closer to me. She really has no qualms about personal space. I still don't mind, though. This little moment is probably unfathomably important to her. And besides, it's pleasant. Abby breathes a deep, contented sigh. If eternity was like this, I wouldn't mind it so much. Like what? Not so lonely. Her words hang in the air despite their heaviness. She shifts silently beside me, standing just a little bit closer. I move my arm a little to make room. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm glad I was able to see it. I'm glad you're the one I was able to show it to. There's a tingling feeling from the back of my neck as pinpricked claws scratch it? I spin around, swatting at the air, but there's nothing there. Fairies. Madison, what's wrong? I don't know, something bit me. I feel around the back of my neck, expecting to find blood. There's a wet spot, but when I pull my hand back to look, there's nothing but water. We stand there silently for a while. I try to let the tumultuous sea of emotions I've gone through these past few days wash over me. It's still hard for me to process and accept what's happening. Part of me accepts that at any moment, I'm going to wake up from this strange dream. Either back in the cabin with Tara, or preferably all the way back at home. But that's just a small part. The rest of me knows this is real. Am I sad? Angry? Confused? Excited? Yes. All of those things at once and more. It's overwhelming, and I don't know what to do about it. Until recently, my only thoughts regarding the future were vague uncertainty towards the next few years. Now I'm confronting the concept of forever. An eternity like this. I turn my head just a little to look at Abigail. Her eyes are closed as she faces the pond, her face not betraying her thoughts of feelings. She's been alone for several times longer than I've been alive. I keep coming back to that fact. Is that what's going to happen to me as well? The rest of time bound to this forest? Well, not quite. Unlike her, at least I wouldn't be alone. Oh. I won't let myself think that way, though. It's quitter's talk. I will find a way out of this. Somehow or another, I'll convince this forest spirits to let me go, whatever it takes. I'm sorry, Abigail. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for playing our demo. You can now access the jukebox as well as a special guest art gallery from the Extras tab on the main menu. We hope you enjoyed this sample of Heart of the Woods. We're working to have the full game released by the end of 2018. Yeah, this game is from a bit ago. It's not like a new game or anything. Okay. So, Extras tab. Here, how do I get there? If you liked the demo, or even if you didn't, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay. Updated, revised assets. Okay. Yeah, let's go to that Extras tab. Oh, cute, we get to see them. I don't remember if they were on the intro screen. It's been a while. Cute. Gallery, yeah. Oh, all the CGs. Okay. Oh. Drag to move, click here to see CG variations. Right click to hide this message. Okay. Ooh. Very cool. Alright. I guess back where they're from. Hey, how would Abigail make a snowman if you can't physically interact with stuff? Oh, cute. The cat. Hee 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 hee. Who are you? Oh, you got your camera and stuff. Yeah. Cute. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, whoa, the film reel, like around the legs? That's a cool concept. I kind of like that. Alrighty. I feel like there's some, like, interesting stuff here. Uh, but, uh, I feel like it didn't quite grab me like I was hoping it would. I had some expectations, and I don't know, it felt like a lot of just describing scenes rather than actual, like, character interactions. And I want a lot of just fun character interactions and stuff. So sadly I don't think I'll be playing the full game. I still had a good time for this video though. So I hope y'all did as well. Thank you so much for joining me. See ya.